Well, since I had this request, I didn't, I didn't know where to put it since it doesn't fit into the albums we're doing, and I found out that there's a cover of it by Simon and Garfunkel as well on their debut album. So I was like, let's go, dude. That's like a perfect duo video. Here we are. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. We are back with Bob Dylan and Simon and Garfunkel. That's not bad, not too shabby, right? We're gonna be listening to "The Times They Are a Changin'." I think that album is called the same thing for Dylan. I think that one came out in '63, if I'm not mistaken. It was the same album of this song of the same name, and then, like I said, the Simon and Garfunkel one is on Wednesday morning, 3 a.m., which is their debut album. I guess that one came out in 1964. Didn't do very well at first, so I guess that it said that Paul Simon went off and recorded the songbook of Paul Simon or something. The Paul Simon songbook. What was it called? Yeah, there you go. And then Garfunkel continued his studies at Columbia, and then at the Sounds of Silence, I guess, took off, and then the rest is history. So thank you to our patron Nan, who I think Nan Lewis, I think that's what your name is. She requested the Bob Dylan track, and I'm throwing the Simon and Garfunkel one on there because I love them. I shouldn't have said that. I'll cut that out. All right, Bob Dylan, The Times They Are Changin'. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please watch all the way to the end because it doesn't count if you don't. And subscribe for more. 3, 2, 1, go.
Come gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changin'.
They were.
Some writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. Was the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changin'.
Wow. That's so true. The sounds of change.
Congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. The battle outside raging will soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changin'. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand.
Vietnam.
Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend your hand, for the times they are a-changin'.
Time always changes.
The line it is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changin'.
Man, that song is profound as hell, dude. Simon and Garfunkel.
Come and gather round, people, wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. For the times they are a-changing.
It's so strange with the harmony. I love it already.
Cover writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that it's naming. Cause the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are a-changing.
Wow. They had it from jump, dude.
Come
They really
senators,
did.
congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorways, don't block up the hall. For he that gets hurt will be he that has stalled. The battle outside raging will soon shake your windows and rattle your walls. For the times they are a-changing. Come mothers and fathers all over the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can lend your hand, for the times they are a-changing.
They are.
The line it
That
is
they
drawn, the curse it is cast. This slow one now will later be fast, and the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading. The first one now will later be last, for the times they are a-changing.
Art's voice is amazing.
For the times they are a-changing.
Man, that was excellent. Both of them were really good. And it's such a universal song. I think anybody at any time listening to that song probably can relate to it and feel like, you know, the world is just spinning out of control and you've got no control over it. So you kind of have to let it go and only do what you can, you know, because, you know, the time is, they're always changing. There's periods where there's a lot more change than usual, but it's all, everything's ever evolving, but it's also not linear because we also degress, you know, like everything, or de-evolve, we devo, whatever you want to say, you know, we kind of go back and forth. It's like a pendulum basically, and it swing this way, swing that way, swing this way. It just goes back and forth forever and ever, until it just stops swinging, period, you know. And I don't know, I just I don't like the way that I'm seeing the future, you know. I'm not talking about any certain things about election, nothing like that. I'm talking about just the future, past even the next 4 years, 20 years, whatever. Just what is our purpose? Like, what are we doing? Honestly, like, we're kind of just, you know, spinning our wheels. It feels like, you know, it kind of feels like we went to the moon and then that was it, you know, like, and I'm not even just talking about space, but like, I feel like that was, people feel like that was the achievement, you know, that was amazing what we did. But at the same time, you know, we should be shooting further. And there are people that are and trying to get to Mars and stuff like that. And, you know, there are projects, but they're all private sector, you know, like, big business stuff. And you guys know I'm in the middle kind of guy and stuff, but this is the kind of video that's also, it comes with the territory with the song. So I kind of do have to say some things, I guess. And I'm more of a, you know, I think there are some things that should be public, but there's also things that should be private. There needs to be a good balance of it. But I feel like the space program, even though NASA's shady as hell, they really are. It's, I don't know. I feel like we should be shooting for more, way more than what we got. Everyone's more worried about new this or new that. You know, like consumerism's completely consumed us. Like it really has. Like there is no such thing as consumerism anymore. That's not even, That's just what is. Like, there is no more definition of there's no separation. Like, that's just what our culture is now. It's based on consumerism, and it's kind of, at the end of the day, it's really soulless, and it really is lonely. It really is. And I personally feel that way. So I know that a lot of people are probably feeling that way, you know, and it sucks. Even when you've got people around you that love you, you still feel like you're alone in the world because they make you feel that way, you know, the algorithms. And if it really is AI behind everything, then it's the AI is doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But the times, they are changing. There's a lot of wind in the sails of change right now, you know, so we'll see where it goes, and hopefully we land on shores that are friendly, you know what I mean? And I say that just to the human race in general, because I want everybody to do good. I don't care what you look like, what you believe. It doesn't matter. If you're a good person, you're a good person. All that other shit, who cares, you know? And Bob, I think, really captures that essence of letting the old guard know that things are about, you know, time's up, basically. That's what it sounds like, you know? It's like, we're going to be rattling your halls and your walls, and politicians don't board up the hall, whatever he said, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's almost like telling people, hey, we're coming, you know? And I feel like that's what happened in the 60s, you know, because Vietnam lasted, what, from 55 to 75, technically, I think 20 years, you know? All that for nothing, literally, you know? I think there was a treaty at the end because we took out all their electric grid, I think, you know, or something like that. And so many people were dead for no reason, you know what I mean? And there was a reason, but it was a dumb one, you know? And here we are, you know, multiple attempts afterwards of the same thing. One that was the same amount of time, even longer, you know, the most recent one. And it sucks. That's just what we do, you know? And we're such bloodthirsty animals sometimes. I don't get it, bro. I really don't. Because I've seen beauty in people. I've seen the best in people. I see what we can do when we try to be good and have a purpose. And then I've seen what we do when we try to be whatever today is and don't have a purpose. People just spin in circles and then they die. Like, that's what it feels like. Then people are dropping left and right these days because people don't eat right. They don't exercise. They don't do this. They don't do that, you know, because everything's poison. It sucks, you know? But here we are, right? You got to play the hand that you're dealt, and that's what I've been trying to do. The channel's fucking falling apart right now. Oh, I'm not. I'm beat. Okay, that's hyperbolic. It's not falling apart. I think people are just. I think the algorithm is tuning people out because of election season, especially in America. People are watching other videos, I think, you know, and that's okay. I'll still be here when the election's over and everyone's coming back to, you know, watching stuff like this, hopefully. But it is what it is. I'm not going nowhere, you know? Like I said, I'm taking it easy in November, but that's about it. I'm still going to be doing stuff, obviously. The Simon and Garfunkel one almost is like the inverse of the Bob Dylan one, which is almost like a protest anthem. The Simon and Garfunkel one was sort of like a really nice handwritten note with cursive letters saying, we're coming for your ass. Basically, that's what it is, you know? It's just really like a nice, soft version of what Dylan did, because Dylan's is almost rigid with the harmonica, the rigid acoustic guitar, but then the second one, very smooth, very balanced, and the harmony between Art and Paul is just fantastic. And I loved Art's voice here. He sounded so good. So did Paul, but Art is just amazing, bro. I know he gets a lot of shit, you know, and I mean, that's just what happens, I guess, when you're Paul Simon's, you know, duo. That's kind of, you're not going to beat Paul Simon, you know, but at the same time, I think you don't have to. He was perfect for who he was, and I love his voice, man. And that was great. I really can't pick a version. I think they both are two sides of the same coin. And then obviously, they are because of the same song, but they really are the opposite of each other, but saying the same thing. I think that's really cool. So thank you, Nan. That was a great pick. Seriously, thank you for requesting that, because that obviously brought some good stuff out of me. And I love being able to talk about stuff that actually, you know, I feel like has some kind of weight, or, you know, something that matters. I want to have a purpose too. And my purpose behind this is to listen to good music, get my cultured, you know, and I don't know. I want to just spread positivity and joy to people, you know, and because it's hard out there. Life fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying? It really, really does. But sometimes you get those little escapes in music, in your family, whatever it may be. But I feel like having the music here, having the kids on, you know, stuff like that, like it just goes to show that there is still some good in this world, even though they want to show you all the bad. There is still beauty, and we have to look for it. That's it. End of story. And yes, the times, they are changing. You got to change with them. That's the key. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any recommendations by either of these guys, there should be a pinned comment. Leave it there. Thanks for watching.